Hey, but anyway, so there's a common theme around the people sitting here, you know, the artists, creativeness, stuff like that. But I mean, I first just wanted to, you know, go around and talk about like how that idea started, you know, for you, how what clicked in your head that said, you know what, this is what I need to do, this is what I need to be doing right now, this is, you know, who I am, this is what I want to pursue. Because there's a lot of people who do music. There's a lot of people who, you know, think that they're doing something, think that they're, you know, but they never commit to it. They're doing this, they're doing that, and they don't say, you know, when's the moment where you sit down and you say, you know what, like, this is what I want to do. This is who I am. You know. Start with you, my boy.
Oh man, so dude, when I really started doing music, you have to excuse me, man. It's like it's kind of cold out here. I'm just trying to keep the face warm. You feel me? Like, man, like when I first started, bro, like I was like 16. You feel me? And like I just wanted to see what the rap thing was all about. You know?
High school.
Yeah, you know, like I really started out a little younger. I was freestyling in the back with my cousin. You know what I mean? We just kind of would go back and forth. You know, he would throw on pound cake or instrumental or something like that.
I said pound cake.
Yeah,
That was my sophomore year.
yeah.
And once you were MC for the rallies at,
Oh yeah, I remember that. I remember that back in
so
the.
you kind of get a feel for performing in front of people.
Facts, man. And it was so crazy because, man, I had to grow into that. Like, because in sophomore year, freshman year, like, I was a completely different kid than, like, junior and senior. I mean, you know, different kid, different school, but it was crazy, man. And then when I finally started being a creative and started doing that, it was just, it just started it just fit me, you know what I mean? And then I got a little better as time went on, started messing with different engineers and stuff like that, started getting more technical with the craft.
Elevated.
Yeah, you feel me? Just started, like, you know, focusing more on my creative side. It's lit.
So that's fine. What you said? When did your journey start?
So my journey started, man, I've been through a hell of an adventure with the different styles and stuff that I was messing with. I mean, there's always been like music going on in my family, and I've always seen like people like mess around with music. My grandma, she was rocking with like Motown records back in the day, so that's already like in my blood, right? And then me seeing that going on, like I try to mess around with like the keyboards and stuff a little bit, and then I got into really DJing at first. That's where I really started doing it. And then I was DJing a little
Man,
bit.
what was your name?
DJ Wickedy Westside.
Nah,
Hey,
nah, for real?
Yeah, that was my DJ name.
You had to do the wickedy
It's DJ Wickedy. He was scratching it. He's on his day too, man. His fingers were stuck like this all permanently.
Woke up in the morning.
Like he. So all he had to do was just. That's all he had to do was just go to work and just put his hands.
It's already he's already
already
everybody
here.
in the room is already dancing.
Yeah.
As soon as he puts his hands up, everybody's dancing.
Everybody's like, oh, it's me.
Everybody's just
Exactly. They just automatically.
Oh
crazy.
man! And then I started producing and shit. And I was like, oh, I want to produce beats instead. So I started messing around with that. And I was like, you know what? Because I was getting so picky with the beats that I was making. And I was like, I don't even want to rap on these beats because I don't feel that they were like good enough. So I should have gave it more attention, but instead I just switched over and I started like writing and I started getting into like poetry and then rapping and stuff like that. And then once I really started developing my style, I was comparing it to like what I was hearing on the radio, Lil Wayne and all that. And I was like, what's gonna make people pick my music over theirs? So that's why it just really came down to like, you know, like what's gonna make my music better, and like if it's on the shelf at the store, what's gonna make them pick my album, you know what I'm saying? So just really like perfecting my craft, and I just kept on like listening and comparing, like, oh, I gotta make sure, like, and I get really like, I'm a perfectionist, so I like really start paying attention to like the detail and how smooth it is with the
biggest
delivery.
critic, huh?
With the delivery, and
Like
then
that.
like you know, just make sure it's all smooth and that like punchlines and stuff like that. Like I love like battle rap and stuff like that. So
Me too.
I would be watching like King of the Dot.
Yep.
You guys know Smack TV, all that stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
And,
DeMarco.
and then after I really developed my style, I wanted to go to the route that was like more like dance music, because like my whole thing, the whole reason why I feel like I'm in the music industry is because I want to make people dance, and I feel like that's the whole purpose, to make people have fun and enjoy themselves. And if I feel like if I'm doing that correctly and people are having fun, then I'm here for a reason. You know what I'm saying?
Music's pretty much a whole other language. You reach out to different cultures, it don't even matter.
Yeah.
Just if you like it, you're moving to it. So
Exactly.
What type, like reggaeton or like something like that?
It's not like that. It's more hip hop based than reggaeton. But I have crossed over into that market and worked with like reggaeton singers and stuff like that too. So I mean, some people consider it like dance pop. Some people just consider it like crossover hip hop. Whatever you consider, it's just as long as you like it. That's what I really care about.
Whatever get you a movement.
And then I just really like started looking into like how the old school rappers like 50 Cent, how they're doing like the street tapes, like the albums, like they're called mixtapes, but the original beats. And that's just what I love. I just never really liked rapping on beats that were like somebody else's, because I was like, I want my own shit. So I'd get beats and make street albums. And then just be selling them out on the streets and stuff like that. Just how like 50 Cent had made his way in the game and stuff like that. I really respected that, and I took a similar approach like that way, and then just been working ever since, and connected with my dude DJ Ill Will, and then did 1.3 million downloads on the internet on my street album called Well Connected. And then I started getting attention from major cats. So I was like, oh shit, like people that I was listening to while I was playing video games at home, like I was like, wow, this is crazy, I'm meeting these fools. So that was really like my start in the game.
What about you?
Well, for me, I'd say started about, I'm 20 now, so like 4 years ago. Yeah. I was like just like you, to be honest. I mean, I've been making like, I'll freestyle, whatever, blah, blah, since I was like 10. But like, I really started making music, made my very first song when I was 16. And we was in the garage, we had the Apple headphones, garage band, like we just did it.
Yeah.
The funny thing was though, it actually started spreading around school. And this is on SoundCloud, like it wasn't on nothing crazy, whatever, but we didn't mix it all crazy, just got it done, recorded, and put out, and then hit like 4,000 views. It's like, whoa,
Damn, just like, instant.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Like, y'all really like, this isn't even, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
This
like
isn't even mix and master. I was like, is this what I'm about to do right now? Like, you know what I mean? But I started working on it more. I ended up dropping more music like with my friends and everything, and started pushing it more. But I kind of ended up stopping when I was like junior and senior year. So right after my senior year, right after I graduated, I ended up getting an offer to do a show with Blueface. I was like, whoa. I was like, all right, I need to start taking music serious again. I started pushing it. I started like
Did you
really.
take the offer?
Yeah, I took the offer.
Oh, you performed?
Yeah.
Gotta take that.
I was gonna. You just skipped over.
That's what I'm saying. Like, that's what I'm
Did you
saying.
take it
Like,
though?
I started pushing it, right? And I started making a whole bunch of different music, and then like, boom, I had the show. So I had all this new music. Went to the show, did that, got called back again. Hey, you trying to do it for Shooter Gang Coney? Oh yeah, all right, boom, did that. Oh, we got Jeezy now. Do that, right? This is like now, January of 2020, and then we come down to COVID, right? No more shows. All of a sudden, like music's dying down, kind of. The buzz is starting to go down. So everything started shooting up after like everything that was going on. But once COVID hit, it was like, whoa. I was like, all right. Now it's kind of like I got to work on my craft more and everything. And the biggest thing about this though is when COVID hit, I ended up having an experience where I met God and like stuff like that. And that was where I had like this whole vision and everything. All kinds of stuff happened. And basically I was kind of, put in a position where it's like, this is my mission now. Like to make music, to make people happy, like spread love and all that and everything. So I kind of changed my whole style. It changed how I like deliver everything and do things with people and like, you know what I mean, communicate and everything. Like music's like now the goal, to become like somebody that people can come to when times of need, or like listen to when they're feeling sad, you know what I mean, like stuff like that.
Yeah.
So that was the biggest thing for me. Yeah, that's pretty much my story.
Crazy, man.
That's dope. I feel like once you kind of start seeing that traction, there's like people that you didn't, that you feel like, because this kind of ties into mine though, but like when you're making music, whatever, you're like, man, like, I don't even really like that, and then people start like,
it's almost like these
attention.
people that are out of reach become
Closer.
people that are right there.
Right.
Yeah, for real.
It's crazy.
I say for me, because I make music on the side too, but for me, I've always loved music. And I kind of like the editing and stuff like that. I just mess around with stuff on my phone. And since I've always liked to make music, I was a little bit shy to kind of be in front. But I'm like, what's a way I can still surround myself around it? So that's when I picked up a camera for a bit. I stopped. I was filming high school, we're like the same age. So around the same time that you quit making music, that's when I stopped shooting for like a couple years, like 2 years, came back to it. and just been going crazy probably for like a little over the past year and a half. And I've been getting in contact with like a lot of people, and you know, there's other things that I want to branch off to now. And we got a show, or one of my partners is doing a show up in LA. They just invited us to come up there like on the 30th. So they're gonna perform on stage, and then two of my other partners, like, cause I'm making a lot of connections. Cause for me, it wasn't necessarily about the money. And I was saying earlier, like for me, we have too much talent here, and if I see somebody who's really invested in themselves, I'm gonna work with that person just off the strength that I'm seeing, like they're dedicated and, you know, trying to put themselves out there. And so realizing who to work with, who not to work with, not necessarily even who not to work with, but it's certain situations where you're gonna be like, it's not worth it. You feel me? It's not worth the time. I'm not gonna do it. But I want to say, yeah, more so recently, like past 8 months, I just been filming, just everything. Been working with a lot of other people, and that's how it went for me,
bro.
So
That's good though. Like, you can't really like, once you get caught up in that, like, oh, I'm doing this for money. Oh, I'm doing this to get a bag. Oh, I'm doing this blah blah. Like the bag's gonna come.
Yeah.
Regardless, you know.
a lot of people would think like, nah, you should. Because when I was doing work with some of my friends and stuff in the beginning, I'd have some people tell me like, nah, I don't do that for free, no, none of that. And I'm like, bro, like, you gotta look at it. From where I was at then, doing those first couple videos, not charging, I've been able to work with like a lot of people since then. And you feel me, I'm charging out at different rates and stuff. Like I said, a lot of the time I just be doing it off the strength. Like if I see somebody who has potential, I always say I'd be aware to not kind of help them realize that. It's like I said, it's not about the money, but to not be like, hey, bro, like, you got talent, use it. Just, like, not even trying to little bro nobody, but telling them like, bro, like, stick with it. Because I always tell myself, like, no matter how much I want to quit, I'm not letting myself drop the camera a second time.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, I make music on the side and stuff now too. Like for me, a lot of people, I don't even necessarily like, I don't like any of my work by the time I put it out. By the time I drop any video, I hate it. I've already seen it so many times, and I just look at it as, how can I do better? Every time I look at my stuff, I'm like, nah, because like I intend everything I shoot to look like it's supposed to be watched on the big screen. I don't intend for anything I shoot to be watched off the phone or none of that. And as I'm trying to elevate, I've been shooting basically off the same camera for like the past year and a half, but everything's basically improved with each video, just from doing research, talking to like certain people. And I've been running into like a lot of other creatives since I've been ready to I took that leap, and I even started going to school for it and everything like that, like, because I was a stubborn person, and I'd be like, nah, I'm gonna try to figure it out on my own. But I'm like, that's not, staying in that mind state is not gonna help me elevate. Why not go to school and take the classes and learn something that I didn't know? It's not like I'm gonna know everything. But yeah, like you run into a lot of people while being a creative. You kind of see what really goes on behind the scenes, some stuff like that. And would you say that kind of played a part in like your awakening and everything, kind of switching stuff up, just kind of realizing how? For me personally, I was running into like a lot of negativity, and I was starting to mess with just so much negativity. I'm like, bro, like, I kind of had to sit back and think. I had a 2-hour car ride back from SAC, and I got so anxious, almost had like a panic attack. I was just like, I just got super sad because I'm like, just some of the politics and stuff that was involved, it just made me have to take a step back and be like, you know, because I always tell myself I really don't get involved in being the politics. I look at it from a business, you know.
Yes, it sucks because like there's so many politics that come into play in the music industry. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes they kind of like, you hit a ceiling like where you can't pass unless, you know, there's like major level artists. Then there's like the unsigned artists, and they kind of try to keep the unsigned artists down all the time. I've noticed.
Yeah.
Like before signing my deal with Empire, like I noticed like they really try to hold you down.
I even heard that, like, you know, just watching interviews and stuff like that, people always have something to say about that. You know, there's always like this one artist that's doing better than everybody else. They push him in front of everything else, and then when the next person's hot, then the people who were popular before get on the back burner, and that person then gets pushed to the forefront.
That's exactly what it is, though. It's like, you got to be hot.
Yeah.
You got to be consistent.
But there's some major level artists that are straight trash, man. Like, I can't even understand the fact of how they even.
So, well, actually, I had a question. Somebody asked my boy Vamps.
He said, actually, I got a question.
Yo, my boy Vamps asked, what do y'all think of Uzi Vert?
So I love Lil Uzi Vert, man. So